We are seeing $30 a share. This puts it at about $10 billion. So we were expecting at the high end of its previous range at around $9.3 billion. So this is pretty strong momentum, of course, into this long-awaited IPO. Now, this company did see around, like you said, 22 million shares for its IPO, with 14 million roughly coming from the company and around 8 million coming from existing shareholders. Now, this company, though, is 11 years old, and it does compete oftentimes with the DoorDash and Uber Eats, but more so in terms of grocery delivery, delivering from some of the largest grocers across the country, like Kroger or Costco, for example. Now, mind you, back in early 2021, this was a pandemic darling. It raised money at around a $39 billion valuation, or $125 a share, from prominent venture firms like Sequoia Capital, along with some big asset managers. So this company saw some significant growth, but now has sacrificed a lot of that growth for profitability, proving that they can generate earnings even under some more difficult overall macro circumstances. Revenue did increase around 15% in their second quarter to around $716 million. That was down from their 40% growth in the year-ago period, and also down about 600% what they saw in the early months of the pandemic. So they have reduced their headcount. They have lowered some of their overall costs to then mitigate some of these overall headwinds, because again, we're not seeing the same interest in Instacart as we did naturally when everyone was shut down. This was actually a name I frequented during the pandemic because you could order off Costco without having a Costco membership. It was genius, although they've since changed that. So no longer quite a pro tip, but at around $10 billion with its IPO, it'll be valued at around 3.5 times their annual revenue. DoorDash is slightly ahead of there, and Uber's beneath that valuation. So sort of in the middle of the pack with some of these delivery companies, but will be interesting to see once they start trading. I do know from ARM last week, sometimes they can promise a certain time and then it ends up being hours and hours later. So we'll definitely be watching this one once, of course, they go public.